So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It's Friday and we're back in the studio, nothing crazy going on. We did a blind solve yesterday. It's where I solve while I'm driving or doing something that I can't see the grid. And so Shotzi, Jerry, she'll just read out the clues and I try to build a grid in my mind. I don't think I could ever do that with the Guardian Cryptic. It would be such a difficult foray. But nevertheless, the problem is I can't do anything with the Guardian outside of the studio. So sometimes I'm limited if I can't be home. If I got to go to the airport and I'm going to be getting in late, it's very limiting. And so I'm very sorry for that. I do not like missing a day on the Guardian, but it's nice to be back here for the ultimate day of the week. And today we have a 2021 Tres Reyes. And this is one of my favorite wines. I love Spanish wines just because of the sun coverage, right? You know, wonderful stuff. When I have had this wine many times in the past, but this is a year that I'm not too familiar with. But it's a fabulous year. It is just explosion of fruits and berries and sweet deliciousness on the nose and on the palate. It is the same as I just poured it. It is just, it's got a soft, just beautiful finish. Only very slightly tannic. And this wine is really kind of a universal donor. It's dry, but it gives the impression of being sweet because of the strong olfactory punch. And I just love this. If you see it and it's been well maintained, it's been kept in the right temperatures, this is a good one. This is one to keep around. You know, might want to get like a case of this one and just have it for those special occasions, right? You know, that's what we want to do. So let's go ahead and hop into our grid today and see what's going on. My friend David is in town from Texas, and he's always such a good sport. And he's really like he's a CAD programmer and an engineer. So he works with his hands a lot, and he knows how to fix things. Even when we were kids, we've been friends since we were about 13 or 14 years old when we met. And he always had, he's a year older, and he had like an IROC Z28, like a 79 model or something like that, right? And he was always ripping it apart and putting new stuff on, you know, dual whatever this and cams that. And as a matter of fact, the camshaft we did replace one time together, I was there to help him. But it was stereos to dual Weber carburetors. I mean, he's always been so, you know, into that. And actually fixed a couple of my chairs now. So I have my matching rolling backless chairs. He just put casters on them for me. I think they say in England, he would be a practical guy. Or what we would say in the US, handy, right? You know, but practical. So let's hop into our grid and see what we got. This is set by Imogen, I don't know. And here we are, Friday, 4 July. I think y'all refer to today as Good Riddance Day, which is, I get it. All right, so one across. Hotel has not much custom. Short school breaks may suggest Indian festival. Are we talking about the Holy Fest? Pier at Loo on beach, sometimes weed. They say you can't miss the entrance to this social. 4 and 5. You can't miss the entrance to this social. You couldn't hit. That's what we used to say in the army. If somebody was really lousy when it came to marksmanship, he couldn't hit the side of a barn. I'm going to go with a barn dance. I know that's reckless, but hotel has not much custom. Hotel. Sometimes weed. One often flat out on the road. He would pass hospital, say, coming back. Okay. Metal, last of long series in reissued manual. Linger a day by source of water. Comes to dwell. We've had something like that similar in the past, and it took me a while to figure out how that kind of worked. But to me, I always worked through the German origins and killer and quell, right? And dwell, the water source. I mean, it's kind of where that goes in my head. Short school breaks. So these look like holidays. Open wide, given dentistry at last, showing bristles. Shared with journalist. All right. Metal. Lanthanum? What do we got here? Greek lovers, little girl caught up in violent crime. Greek lover. This would be a Hellenist. Hellenist. Initial data run is wrong. I'm not dogmatic. Pins, equipment let loose in seconds. Share with journalist. Open wide. Open wide and beyond, I guess. Son to stop wasting time in tannery. One often flat out on road. Oh, that's horrible. Hedgehog? Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, how moribund. Poor little guys. Oh, that's terrible. Still no luck on that one. A tiny bit of sense. Okay, let's see what else we got. Pelt teacher as violent youth. Boon companion, not the first to have troubles. The troubles. Well, it takes me back to the late 60s. Yeah. Ills? Maybe? I don't know. So, pier at loo on beach. Sometimes weed. Interesting. So, lacking stomach, happy to cross water up on smooth. This... I see notice about closure of theater is up. Okay. Hearty eater, not entirely an idiot. Shortly to cut down. Dear, this knife often is. It's plain McDonald's return is brief. Okay. From sex recoil shuddering. Onward and upward. Okay. Okay. Skilled workers, strange mischance. No longer a success. Did that chat belong to a political party? No longer a success. Got 6 and 2. My mind says maybe washed up. So, summer weather hot for butterfly. Skilled workers, no. Go in, fancy with devil, acting so. Dear, this knife is often. Much greater desire to conceal name. Okay, well, we're at that point now. We're going to have to start guessing stuff because I don't know. I'm not dogmatic. Share with journalist. Pins, equipment, let loose in seconds. One powerfully built that's fought in Spain. Oh, Toro, maybe a bull. Pins, or like bowling pins or whatever, or the Skittles. Maybe. Share with journalist. You know, journalists are hacks. How would that turn into a whack? I don't know. With journalist, W hack. Maybe? Is this a latitudinalist? I'm not dogmatic. Okay, what do we got now? Metal Last of Long series in reissued manual. I don't know, but I'm thinking. I think I thought this originally. Lanthanum. I'm not even sure if I'm spelling that correctly. So, son, to stop wasting time in tannery, with a question mark. So I'm going to go with a sun lounge. And pelt teacher as violent youth. So maybe skinhead and to pelt is to skin and teacher could be the headmaster maybe? I hope that's right. I like it when I can parse the whole thing. Lacking stomach, happy to cross water up on smooth this. Are we talking up on smooth? Are we talking, you know, I love yacht racing and all of that mess. So maybe a hydrofoil. C, it's plain that McDonald's return is brief. Hearty eater, not entirely an idiot, shortly to cut down. Pier at Lou on beach, sometimes we, oh, lords and ladies, got it. Got it. Lords and ladies. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? So hotel, not much custom. Okay, got it. Okay, they start to come together when I have a little bit more to work with. But I don't know if it's right, so let's just take a look. A tiny bit of sense. A tiny bit. Maybe a taste? So school, short school breaks, maybe half holidays. Okay, yeah, I feel like we're getting a little bit of momentum here. Hearty eater, no, still nothing there. I see notice about closure of theater is up, ahead. So the hearty eater could be a foodie. I don't know if I'm a hearty eater. Kind of a rail. I think they say it, the polite way to describe my build is slight. slight. I'm a slight fellow. But having no idea what dear and this knife often is it's plain. McDonald's return is brief. It's plain. It's plain. Maybe overt, out in the open. Go in fancy with the devil, acting so. How about evil doing? Evil doing. Why not? Okay, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling good now. From sex recoil, shuddering, onward and upward. This honestly, seriously looks like Excelsior. And I think by definition, yeah, I wouldn't have ever seen it, if assuming it's correct, I would have never seen it without having the other stuff. And this is a skilled worker over here, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing a mechanic. Okay, skilled workers. A letter opener! How clever! Okay, I'm liking it. And a double definition too. Dear, letter opener. Dear, whomever. And then this knife often is a letter opener. So much greater desire to conceal names. So much greater could be huger. Just don't think I'd ever use that word. No idea. Oh God, now I gotta figure out how to... Oh wow, I'm not dogmatic, so latitude and... Maybe latitudinarian? Latitudinarian. I'm really struggling to find this. Summer weather, hot for butterfly. Summer weather's hot. So maybe heat and then an H for hot. I mean, I'm trying to make Heath work here. I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's see. How do we do, Bob? I don't see any holes, which is fantastic. I really had to struggle here with latitudinarian. I never used the term. I've heard it, I've read it, I understand its meaning, but I wasn't quite sure if I had the right word for the right sense and the right definition. But very nice. Yeah, what a fantastic grid. Tough to get going on it, but once we did, we kind of seized the moment, right? Carpe diem. It was beautiful. So, all right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and bring down our Bannière d'Adieu. Wow, what a great grid. What an exercise. My mind's hurting a little bit. It's kind of hurting. It's bleeding a little bit. But this was a fantastic grid. I enjoyed it immensely. It is so good to be back in the studio and to be solving the Guardian. And we will be back in the studio on Monday, assuming, hell or high water, whatever the old saying is, and the creeks don't rise, something along those lines. That may be uniquely Yank saying, I don't know. But as always, thank you so much for the likes and the subscribes. They mean the world to me. I love it when I read your comments, and that's what I'm about to do, is answer those when I'm getting these uploaded. It'll give me a moment while they're processing and uploading to actually answer everyone. I like to do that myself, and it means the world to me to do so. So I love hearing from you. And if you're ever thinking, I wonder if I should leave a comment, please. I do. I love that very much. It's very kind of you. Subscribing is free, so if you want to do that, please do. Show a little commitment in this relationship. Be great on your end. And if you have a public account, I always subscribe right back. It's just kind of a thing I do. So until we see you tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there, and we will see you on Monday. Until then, just be safe. Cheers.